How you guys doing tonight? Your accent is intoxicating. Is that Bulgarian? It's magnificent. It's magnificent. Just to tell you guys a little bit about myself and my comedy career, just in case you're curious. I'm 43 years old, and I'm the opening act at a high school talent show. So things are going well. Luckily, I do have a day job. I do teach here at Blue Valley High School, and it's interesting because a lot of people do not even know what I teach. Every year at enrollment, I get the same thing. Why do I have to take algebra before I take psychics? Okay? It's physics, okay? All right? It's not psychics. Well, why do I have to take it from you and not from Professor Dumbledore? That's Mr. Gill, okay? Are you kidding? Now, this isn't Hogwarts, of course. I'm afraid it's a Muggle school. Nevertheless, I am very, very proud to be teaching here at Blue Valley High School. In case you guys didn't know, Blue Valley High School just won the Blue Ribbon Award from the Department of Education. Fantastic. The PTO is actually going to be buying us, so the staff, some special clothing to commemorate that. Mr. Hare, he wanted to get the polo shirt that said Blue Ribbon, and Ms. Tehizada, she wanted the t-shirt. I was voted down. I've been working out a little bit. I wanted the yoga pants. Just said blue right across. Not pink or juicy, that's gross. But I thought it would be good. I was asked to be here tonight by a member of the Diversity Club, and I think it's pretty obvious why. I mean, diversity, obviously. A lot of people don't know, my mom's white, my dad's Caucasian. And so it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I've always been on the outside looking in. I've always had the man looking over my shoulder. I grew up on the mean streets of Olathe. I mean, it's rough. It is rough. I was in a gang. We were called the Booty Smashers. Okay, I feel like that's not true. I mean, I was in a group called the Booty Smashers. It was my junior high bowling team, though. My average was 160 minus 30. Now, I'm very pleased to be here tonight, and you know, I'm excited about representing acceptance, representing diversity here, and you know, for me, I look back at a lot of the shows that I watched as kids and think about how they presented those things. I'll tell you one that I think a lot of people think was really nice. It wasn't nice. It was a show called Sesame Street. Have you guys heard of that show? So Sesame Street's been getting a lot of bad press lately. There's been a lot of questions about Sesame Street, and I think I understand why. It's not a very nice show. People think it's a nice show. People think it's about acceptance. It's not. It's not. Okay, I'm going to give you Bert and Ernie. Okay, that's great. I think the fact that those two guys have found each other is fantastic. But they seem very committed. But there was a song in that show that was not very nice. You may not remember it, but can we go ahead and have the house lights turned up? We're going to sing this together, actually. In fact, I'm going to have you four ladies right here. Would you stand up, please? And just stand up. Stand up here. Just right here and just face the audience. Okay? Alright, so this is the song. A lot of you guys may not remember this at first, but I think you're going to join in here in just a second. I think you're going to remember. Here's the song. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. I know, it's not very nice, is it? It's not very nice when you see it now. When you think about it, thank you ladies, you can go back and sit down. Exactly. That's the song that taught you how to discriminate. Like, that's the song you didn't even know about discrimination until that song. That's important. You know, you have to teach your kids a little bit about discrimination. You have to, a little bit. You know, you can't. There's a lot of times you have to discriminate. Okay, Billy, this is food. These are pets. Okay, you have to be able to tell the difference between those. Now, sorry, that tested better again among the Bulgarians. I tried that on. I'm just going to keep going back. I'm just going to keep going back there. I'm never going to let that go. Now, my favorite show when I was a kid was not Sesame Street. My favorite show actually was a show called The Super Friends. I know this is surprising. I'm a comic book guy. I have over 2,000 comics in my man cave. It's like a nerd cave. And That was my favorite show, and it had all my favorite superheroes. It had Superman, and it had Batman, it had Wonder Woman. But what's funny is I'm married now. You know who my wife's favorite superhero from that show was? Aquaman. Aquaman, if you watch the opening to the show, Aquaman, like Superman flies in and Batman's in the Batmobile, and Aquaman drives in on a giant seahorse. What supervillain is going to run away when a guy shows up on a seahorse, and then like aliens invade, and Superman takes off, and Batman takes off, and Aquaman's got to call a cab. I mean, you can't ride a seahorse downtown, all right? And then even then the cabbie drives up, and he's like, yo, Aquafresh, okay? You smell like the pier at low tide, okay? And you cannot bring a seahorse into my cab, all right? It's not okay. Now it's different. I'm older now, and I watch TV with my daughter. She's 9 now, but when she was younger, we used to watch a show called The Magic School Bus. And you guys like The Magic School Bus? I hate that show. It sets an impossible standard for teachers. I'm doing a lab the other day on friction, and she's taking people to outer space. I don't have the budget for that. I mean, it's like every day kids come in, are we going to go back to see the dinosaurs? No. Are we going to go into an active volcano? That's dangerous. No. Okay? And every day there was another field trip. Like every single day there was a field trip. So no matter what happened, let's get on the bus. Okay? One day Ralphie comes in and he's like, Miss Frizzle, my Meemaw has to go to the doctor today. What's a colonoscopy? Let's get on the bus. Yeah, right. We're going to need to turn on the lights. It's going to get dark. We're going to need a lot of windshield wiper fluid. I went there. It's okay. Probably the show we watched the most, though, was a show called Blue's Clues. Yeah, Blue's Clues? Yeah. No. Pop them out. My favorite thing on Blue's Clues was Steve, okay? I love Steve. Steve left. We had Joe. Hey, Joe. Steve was so much better. And there was a lot of people were angry when Steve left. People were angry and they started spreading rumors about Steve, and I just can't stand for that, okay? People said he had a substance abuse problem. That is not true. People said he was mauled by Magenta. That is awful. That's horrible. You should be ashamed of yourself, okay? If you go to the Nick Jr. website, and there are a lot, and you read about this, you will see that Steve did not leave for either of those reasons. Steve, this is hard to believe, Steve went to college. Steve had a hard time identifying basic shapes, okay? I mean, Steve's reference letters were a shovel and a pail, you know? Steve couldn't tell the difference between a hole in the ground and a place where the magic school bus might end up, okay? Right? Just saying. Listen, guys, my time's almost done. Let me just say a couple things. First of all, if you like what you heard tonight, you can check out my Twitter, johnhahaholloway.com. Hashtag, that's not true. I don't have a Twitter. That's not true at all. Hashtag, I lied. Just one last thing real quick. I do want to say one thing. Tonight is about accepting other people, and it's about community, and I feel bad that I said a lot of bad things about a lot of fictional characters. And so I do want to say one thing about Steve, just to finish off. You know, no matter what happened, Steve always had his handy-dandy notebook, which is more than I can say for Grace and Yaki. Ladies and gentlemen,